Last 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, start. Sir, I come forward to perform a merely routine and prosaic duty of presenting the report of the Committee on Union Subjects. It is not intended that any motion on this report should be placed before this House today. This committee was appointed on the 25th January for the purpose of examining the scope and content of the subjects assigned to the Centre in the statement of the Cabinet Mission of May 16th and to draw up list of matters included in and interconnected with the subjects so assigned. The committee started with the strength of 12 and power was reserved to you, sir, to nominate 10 more, the intention being that some seats should be filled by nomination of representatives of the Muslim League if they came in, and others should be assigned to representatives of the Indian states. As it is, the Muslim League has not so far come in, and as Pandit Jawaharlal explained to you a little while ago, strenuous attempts were made to get the full quota of nominations for representatives of the Indian states being filled in if possible, but it was not possible to do so in the later stages of our deliberations. However, we have had the assistance of two distinguished representatives from Indian states. Now, sir, I said I was only performing this prosaic duty. I was not going to perform the function which my honorable friend Mr. Kamath would have liked me to perform today. Copies of this report, I believe, have been circulated to members. It is not therefore necessary that I should read the report, and in connection with mere presentation of reports in a deliberative assembly of this kind, it is not usual to make a speech on the contents of such a report except on an occasion such as the one mentioned by Mr. Kamath, for instance, on a motion for taking the report into consideration. That motion is not to be made today, nor is it intended by those to whom has been entrusted the task of steering the business of this assembly. It is not their intention that such a motion should be placed before the House during the current session. There are several reasons why this decision has been taken. In the first place, sir, the subject is very important. One, it is a vital matter connected with the framing of the Constitution, and it is only desirable that this report on so important a subject should be read through the and studied carefully by members of this House before it is taken into consideration. And then we have got to remember that the committee had to work on the cabinet missions plan. That plan contains some very unusual features, the unusualness really resulting from the desire to satisfy the wishes of the Muslim League if it ever decided to come in. The coming up in of the Muslim League is not yet officially ruled out. There is still a possibility of their coming in, though the probability is perhaps very small. Should this possibility materialize, it would be only just and reasonable that the debate on so important a subject as the subjects and powers to be assigned to the Union Centre should be held in a house which contains a full representation of the Muslim League. Whether they will come in or not will be definitely known before the June July session of this assembly. And that is one main reason why we are not taking up the discussion of this matter in this current session. Then, sir, there are the Indian states. A number of representatives of Indian states have joined us today, but there is a very large number still to come in. Those have not come in because they require time for going through the procedure prescribed for the purpose of choosing them and sending them to this assembly. The Indian states have got a very vital interest in the matter which is covered by the report of this committee, and it is desirable that as full a representation of the Indian states as possible should be in the assembly before we begin to discuss so important a matter. Thirdly, sir, there is the question of the present political conversations. The decisions on those conversations are not available yet. They will be available in all probability before we may meet again in the July session. Stop.